I'm ready now.
Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
And what can we expect?
Surprises!
Engineered by Jay Timko and produced by Eric Beatty. And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Wednesday edition of the show. I'm Mike. Jay is here. Eric, Timko. Hey, guys. How's everybody doing?
Doing well.
Good. Good. Doing all right. Yeah, it's the days are all blending into one.
Indeed.
Yeah, I feel underprepared as always. Not ready to do a show as always, and that's just perfect. I suppose.
Good thing Eric's here.
That's right. That's right. And maybe we'll do a little Ask Eric towards the end of the show. We haven't done that in a while, and we should probably do one of those. And a lot to get to today, including some stuff in sports, Dan Marino and Pistons news and Tigers. Interesting matchup going on this week. Lakes Minivan USA.
You're right.
We'll get to
Back
him.
in the news.
Yeah.
Started becoming a household name.
Absolutely. Very proud of that. The home auctions. We've got some more home auctions in Detroit, some updates there. Florida Judge.
Yeah.
And Slender Man. In case some of you aren't familiar with Slender Man, we'll let you know who that is.
Ugh.
But should we start with Bergdahl, who seems to be all the talk about, especially on any of the news programs or political programs, is Bo Bergdahl. And not that there's we don't have to spend a ton of time on it. There's not a whole lot of new stuff, but something doesn't feel right about this story, Jay.
Yeah, just continued speculation about what the heck he was up to, what were the circumstances of him wandering off, allegedly.
And it seems like the White House and all the people involved there have, not that their stories changed, but they're really secure with what their statement is, and they're really sticking to that line of no man left behind.
Right.
We don't leave anyone behind. And it's like, yeah, but I don't know. Obama's finally made comment about it. I guess that's the biggest update. But I don't remember seeing this many, military guys that go into the military are broken down and built up, and there's a model for what those guys end up being. And they're strong, they're tough, they do what they're supposed to do, and they don't tend to stray from the objective, and they don't ask questions. Right?
Yeah.
That's typically the model for that.
And everything you hear about this dude is the opposite.
The opposite of that. And guys that usually don't say a fucking word ever. You don't see military guys going and talking publicly about their inner sanctum, their little world. And these guys are piping, they're talking. Yeah. And they're putting their name out there. Like, usually, at best, you'll see guys not say their name. They'll do it anonymously. These guys are putting their names out there even. So that tells you something ain't sitting right with those guys. And that bothers me if those guys are out there going, hey, this is bullshit. This is not a hero. There's got to be something there. It just feels weird. But Obama, he did the Rose Garden appearance with the what looked like a Taliban member and Bo's father with his 2-foot-long beard.
Yeah. I want to know more about him. But
yeah, you're not the only one saying that, Jay. You were the first one to say it here, like something squirrely about that dad. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to accuse him of anything, but keep an eye on it. I'm hearing other people say that too. I'll credit you for saying it first, but I'm hearing it popping up from a lot of people. Regardless of the circumstances, whatever those circumstances may turn out to be, we still get an American soldier back if he's held in captivity. True, full stop. We don't condition that. That's what every mom and dad who sees a son or daughter sent over into war theater should expect from not just their commander-in-chief, but the United States of America. We've always had a pretty sacred rule, and that is we don't leave our men and women in uniform behind, and that dates back to the earliest days of our revolution.
So regardless of the circumstances,
yeah,
there are allegations that this dude willingly walked off, that he essentially joined the Taliban, gave coordinates of where troops would be, so that they could set up attacks on our troops.
Yep.
His just the fact of him going missing led to deaths as people searched for him.
Yeah.
So regardless of what the circumstances may be, wow.
six dead soldiers.
That's a strong statement.
There's six dead soldiers looking for him, and we're hearing too that they were whether they had his radio or what. The Taliban was able to intercept the talks as they were looking for him, and it made it sound like what they were hearing was, this guy's really important. This guy is someone. These guys are really after him, looking for him. So they really thought he was someone special, which is why maybe they didn't kill him. Because we were wondering, like, we've seen these guys light these dudes on fire and string them up over bridges, decapitate people. Like, why did they keep this guy alive for 5 years? As a guest, as a mighty guest at the Marriott El Taliban. And it's so funny to see the assholes we gave up who are 50 pounds heavier, with beers, all smiles, hugs, kisses, on the beach, sunglasses, great tans, and our guy doesn't speak English anymore.
Yeah. Well, Obama had a statement about those 5 too. He said he acknowledged that there's always a chance that the released Afghans could rejoin the Taliban or other groups seeking to harm the U.S. But he warned that the U.S. will be closely tracking their activity. He said, quote, "We will be keeping eyes on them. We have confidence that we will be in a position to go after them if, in fact, they are engaging in activities that threaten our defenses."
Okay.
Really?
The only way this story makes sense to me, the trade, the 5-for-1 trade that just seems on paper like such a dumb trade. What are you
Herschel
doing?
Walker.
Herschel Walker. It's the Herschel Walker trade. It just makes no sense. The only way is if in the middle of the night you piped something into that room that knocked those assholes out, and you implanted them with a chip, with a device that you could detonate at some point, and you wait till they get to coordinates that you feel, I wouldn't mind ending it there. Boom! And just blowing them sky high individually. You got 5 detonators walking around, and you just keep monitoring them.
That's pretty.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Grim, but awesome at the same time, Mike. Wow.
Boom! Number 2 is dead. And then the other 3 might just keep in line going, oh, man, that's pretty odd that my other 2 buddies from jail blew up.
Spontaneously
combusted in the desert somewhere. I better keep my shit in line. Otherwise, boom! Number 3 goes down. 4 and 5, care to chime in, or are you going to stay in line?
Man, you're onto something.
Wouldn't that be great?
Might work out with the closing of Guantanamo after all.
Yeah, they've each been implanted with their own special device that keeps track of them, and if they're not where they're supposed to be, boom! 136 of them. Boom! 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 Just blow them all up all over town. I love it. There you go. Oh, what's he doing over there? He's not supposed to be over there. Thank you. Goodbye. Hey, where's 132? We haven't seen him in a couple hours. There we go. There he is. Never mind. We found him. Hey, I can't find number 5 on the map. Anyone seen him? Oh, there he is. Got him. Okay, cool. Anyone else? Anyone? Oh, number 36 goes down. Well, hopefully the rest of you will stay in line. That's what I see.
You're onto something, man.
Just for good measure, there goes number 63. So yeah, that's the only thing that I could see would be like, okay, I get it. Now I get it. Now I understand. It all makes sense now. But until I start seeing boom!
Here come 2 words for you. Shut the fuck up.
Until we just start seeing boom all over town. Yeah. I'm not buying it. There we go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So, are you a fan of Slender Man?
I had not known. Actually, I take that back. I had heard of Slender Man.
I was surprised
just very
to hear
briefly.
You say that.
Yeah, my kids, my boys had some app on their phone or their friend's phone. I walked outside. They're all sitting on the driveway playing some game, and they all sort of screamed at the same time. What are you doing? They're trying to navigate through some game before Slender Man pops up out of nowhere and scares them, and stops their journey through this game or whatever. I'm like, what's that called? Slender Man. So I don't know.
The game is called that?
I don't know. That's what they called the guy. And so I was like, all right, I never heard of that, but whatever. And it kind of stuck in my mind. So when this story that you're about to talk about came up, I thought,
yeah,
Slender Man's out there.
I swear, and it's probably, if you didn't have kids, you would never hear of it. Yeah. I had never heard the term Slender Man until today. And these 2 girls,
12 years old
in Wisconsin, tried to murder one of their girlfriends, and they were going to drag her into the woods and stab her, which they did. They had a sleepover at the one birthday party sleepover. These three were apparently best friends, and these two monsters had been planning this for months, and all in the name of Slender Man, who is this fictional character that popped up first on the internet in 2009, and on this site.
Part of a short story or something.
Exactly, it's part of a short story, and I guess that these are pretty common on these websites. What was it? Creepypasta. Yeah, where people can submit short stories, and this Slender Man character started showing up, which was basically a really tall guy without a face, just a blank face, in a black suit and tie. And there's different variations, but some sort of tentacle arms. The ones I saw, he just had kind of normal arms. But and he can kind of transport, Star Trek like or something. But so these girls apparently were going to murder their friend as a sacrifice, apparently in order to get into his
mansion.
Yeah, his mansion in the woods, which they thought they were going to go live in Slender Man's mansion in the Wisconsin woods. They had to murder someone to prove their worth. And
because who wouldn't want to live in that dude's mansion?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Creepy
Perfect.
ass dude.
It's just so weird, though. They just seem just like monsters. Like, what's wrong with these girls to plan this for months and months? And the details. The girls, both from this Milwaukee suburb, told investigators they'd been planning to kill their 12-year-old friend for months to please Slender Man, this demon-like creature they call him. They learned through a horror website. They invited the girl to a sleepover at one of the houses on Friday, planned to duct tape her mouth while she was sleeping, stab her in the neck, put the cover over her to make it look like she was sleeping, and run away to Slender Man's mansion. Brilliant plan, right? They backed out of that plan, decided to kill her on Saturday in a nearby park bathroom so blood would go down the drain. Nice. They convinced the girl to go back to the park with them. They got her into the bathroom. One of the girls handed the knife to the other, but she couldn't bring herself to stab the victim. She gave the knife back to the other girl. She couldn't go through with it either. They went into the woods where one girl pushed the victim down and sat on her. The girls then traded the knife back and forth between them before finally one of them tackled the victim again and began stabbing her. One girl told the detective she understood they were going to end a life, and she regretted it. The bad part of me wanted her to die. The good part of me wanted her to live. What the fuck? 12. The other girl told detectives they both stabbed the victim. At one point, that girl said she was sorry for what she did, and that what she did was probably wrong. Probably. The girls left the victim lying in the woods. She crawled to a road where a bicyclist was just going by, sees her lying on the sidewalk. Police arrived. They got there just in time, got her to the hospital. She was able to give the name of one of the girls who attacked her. And the victim suffered 19 stab wounds. One missed a major artery by her heart by a millimeter. Oh, would have killed her instantly. By a millimeter, the surgeon said. Wow. The Associated Press, ABC News, they're not naming either girl who is charged because at least one of their attorneys plans to pursue it. Well, I'll fucking give you the names of them. Fuck you. Morgan Geyser and Anissa Wire are their names. The two little monsters. Anissa Wire said, many people don't believe Slender Man is real. We wanted to prove skeptics wrong. Their goal was to become a proxy of Slender, but you got to kill to do so. What?
Jeez, man.
Is it possible that they don't know right from wrong at that age? That's not possible, right?
How do you get so far gone by 12?
That your parents wouldn't know.
You can almost see that at like 16, 17, just weird, They've been, going at these crazy internet sites for 5 years or something. But you're 12, man.
I know. It doesn't make sense. Like, I think of 12-year-olds as really, really young, innocent kids. They really are. I think of them as playing sports and dress up, and girls have cooties still at that age.
They're right on the edge of getting into some bad shit, but they're still, to me, 12-year-old is a kid.
So I love the comments that always pop up on these sites, and inevitably, this is coming. People are going, these monsters, because the debate is whether they should be tried as adults or juveniles. If they're tried as juveniles, they'll never spend a day in jail. They'll be out at 18 or 21.
Just be in therapy for a little while.
Right, exactly. And most people feel like, no, try them as adults. They know right from wrong. They knew what they were doing, and they don't even seem that remorseful about it. Well, it's probably wrong. But then of course someone pops in. They are not monsters. They are preteens failed by the society environment as a result that failed us. Shut up. Seriously, shut up. Come on.
It's never anybody's fault.
No.
It's always just society in general. Nobody has personal responsibility for anything. Can't count on a 12-year-old not to be a murderer. Jeez.
Yeah. And you think
can't count on parents not to raise a murderer.
You think like you see the families and the people talking about this in the area, and they sound absolutely horrified, shaken to the core by this. And so it makes me immediately wonder, like, okay, Jay, as a father with kids in that age range,
you always apply these awful nightmares.
I know,
to me.
I do.
You make me like live through, child porn and gang rape. Eric on cue, boom, gang rape. Ta-da-da, ting, go.
Find it funny.
He's gonna ask me about what I would think about kids. I don't know.
No, I wonder if it's possible that where your kid, because kids, there's no doubt, are impressionable. That's an impressionable age. Like, how overwhelmingly shocking would it be if all of a sudden you get a phone call and your kid is involved in something like this, where you're like, what? Is it possible that you could totally be blindsided as a parent with something like this, or are the markings going to be there where you go, you assholes?
I gotta believe so, man.
That's my question. Is it possible that they could be so out of touch?
No, they've got to be into dark, crazy shit, to be there's got to be cues to parents that you want to watch horror movies every night,
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you're on a website all about killing people,
right?
12-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
For sure, there's got to be signs,
and you would know,
or you just, or if not, it's just they're completely not paying attention to their kid.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the illusion that I know every single thing my kid has done on the internet. I see him surfing around YouTube and just looking at dumb stuff. But
sure,
I don't have the illusion again that I know everything. But I know they're not looking at crazy horror stuff and killing people. And
yeah, well, I've never subscribed to that. Video games turn kids into murderers, or music. We heard that when we were growing up. Ozzy's music turned someone into a murderer or a suicide. It's like, stop it. Stop it. We all listened to that music too. We all played those video games. It didn't warp our minds, but without this stuff, do these girls act like this? Is it? I don't know.
But I think that's a tricky.
It's very tricky
thing, because I think a lot of this stuff in the background of culture does set a tone. But I agree with you that it's not like, Ozzy told me to kill, and that's what. Unless the person is completely disjointed and predisposed to do that anyway because of some psychological issue.
Yep.
But I do think some of this stuff in the background of our culture is damaging overall.
How could it not be?
Right. When there's so much, kids being inundated by sex and violence and stuff that we just weren't, and it's a challenge,
Yeah, you brought that point home one day when you were talking about it, like, that's bullshit when people talk about, it's the parents' fault. It's like,
I remember Britney Spears in particular, like 5 years ago, saying, well, if you don't like it, just be a parent then. It's like, dude, we can't. There's so much of it that you're inundated. You can't filter everything.
Yeah,
and.
It hit home. You were really animated about it that day. We were talking about it upstairs, and I was like, I never thought about it like that. Like, you really can't be there 24 hours a day.
And it's hard for people without kids to understand it, but when you do have young kids and you see it, and you just see the inappropriate stuff. You're just trying to watch a baseball game, and up comes CSI commercials with like some pretty grotesque stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, hey, filter all that stuff out that shouldn't be on TV or whatever, but it just really makes it hard.
Yeah, it's funny because I think about now, today, at my age, I will be uncomfortable if I'm sitting watching a movie with my parents and something all of a sudden some sex scene comes on. It's like, I don't want to sit here with my mom and watch this. God damn. Like, so I can understand how that would be difficult for a parent with a young kid. Like,
and anything, you think like Survivor's like totally mundane. Yeah, let your 10, 12-year-old watch Survivor. Of course there's all these chicks parading around with stinky stuff.
Of course.
And then there's always, you know, homosexual characters that, oh boy, now we got to talk about that. It's just, you're inundated by it. It makes it really difficult.
And there's no doubt there are things that we didn't deal with.
For sure.
Like for us, there was one kid whose dad didn't get rid of all of his Playboys, and one day you found him buried in a basement somewhere, and you snuck that magazine into the woods, and 20 kids went around and thumbed through it.
Yeah.
Like now, it's
sitting on the
2
bus
clicks
with
on
an
the
iPod,
internet. Yeah.
Or
and
whatever.
And you can't take it away from him. You walk up to one kid with a Playboy, a teacher would go, "Give me that," and confiscate it. You don't confiscate their iPads and iPhones, and every kid's got them. So yeah, but it's a very tough conversation because I am the farthest one from any type of censorship. I don't believe in any of it. So, but I don't have kids.
Yeah, and my point is more just it's harder than people think, you know.
Yeah.
Like when people so easily, like the Britney Spearses of the world, just throw well, you're the parent.
Yeah.
You can decide. You really can't.
Yeah.
I mean, they're living in this world where you're just completely inundated all the time with stuff that you might find inappropriate for an 8-year-old. You know?
Right.
just saying.
Yeah. No, I used to say that all the time. Like, hey, man, it's your job as a parent. You raise your kids, and for the most part, that's true.
Yeah.
You can use those moments. They don't all have to be, if you do a good job as a parent, you can instill the proper techniques, and the kid will eventually get it. Some will be harder than others, but it doesn't always have to be like shelter them. Oh my God, they can't see this and that. They're going to. That's just part of it.
Yeah.
They're going to see that.
It's just a loss of innocence at an earlier age is what it comes down to.
Way earlier age.
You know?
Yeah.
Which is too bad in some respects.
Yeah. And I wonder what'll happen with these girls. I fear that what happened here. One thing for sure, when you've got that impressionable age, I can absolutely see where one kid is a follower and one kid is a fucking sociopath, a psycho. And probably what's going on right now is 2 girls are sitting in a jail. One is sobbing uncontrollably, and the other is stone-faced. Right?
Yeah. One just wants to go home to mommy and hug her teddy bear, and
it doesn't get what
I want to kill her.
Exactly.
As soon as I get out, I'm gonna kill her.
Exactly. But what I don't understand also is they've been planning since February. 12-year-olds.
Jeez.
Like, how do you keep that
That's
off the
chilling,
radar,
dude? That's chilling.
It's chilling.
You know, these little kids down the street could be doing that.
Monsters.
They're walking amongst us, Mike.
They are. Are you interested at all in Slender Man? It's probably going to turn Slender Man into a rock star.
Yep.
I mean, that did more.
There'll be movies and shit about him now.
There already have been short films, and there are films in production now that are getting tied up in legal stuff with most people agree, like, this guy was the first he made the first mention or description of Slender Man, but
then the myth has grown from different authors and stuff.
It has, but there's apparently, he posted it somewhere. It's kind of like taking a selfie. If I take a selfie with your camera, I own the rights to that picture, not you, even though it's your camera. Okay. So you get into technical things like that, like posting that on a site. Like, there's a third party that has some sort of ownership over that character now that the guy that made it doesn't have, and so it's caught up in legal right now. This movie that this kid signed off on, this guy that initially made this character up, that's been caught up and stopped now because of this like, who owns the whatever. But I'm sure it'll get greenlit. Now they'll come to some agreement because it's never going to be more popular. Yeah. Unfortunately, this girl got stabbed. I can't think of anything more horrifying than being stabbed 19 times by some fucking monster friends of yours. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I don't get the world we're living in, dude. I don't get it.
Eric's just looking at me laughing. Is there something funny about that, Eric?
I don't know.
He seems weird today.
He does.
Do you have a knife on you? Are you planning to stab a bunch of people today, Eric?
He's sitting there with his arms folded. He never does that.
I don't know.
You're quiet for the first time. There was like conversations down here without Eric saying
I'm
a
not
word.
going to disclose our whole pre-show conversation, but I will disclose that Eric's not feeling great about himself today.
Really?
Oh, God. Say it like
I tried to pump him up. I'm like, Eric, we need you, baby. Let's go. And I always give this little pregame kind of, come on, bitches, good luck. And Eric just seemed kind of down.
But then I was the one who did it in the end today.
But then look at you.
Yeah, he's down about something, and I'll tell him what it is, and because it's so stupid that I encourage people to write in and bash him for it. Maybe we can totally break him. He's worried he's putting on too many pounds. You
it's true.
fucking girl.
I wasn't gonna say it, man.
Little girl. You're 6'2", 6'3", 120 pounds. You asshole. Shut up. Good Lord, Eric, you're skinny as a rail. You're a beanpole.
Look at this. No, I'm not anymore.
There's some dough there. I'll say he's doughy. I would describe him as doughy. And I'm not sure I've described this on the air before, but there's these moments where I'll look over to my right. He sits to my right, and he'll just kind of be rubbing his belly.
What?
Yeah.
Every now and then, Eric. Every now and
He's
then,
infatuated with his
he
gut.
just kind of rubs his belly.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Like
And so today he was
I know
doing
exactly
that.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've seen him do that.
Really?
Like his
Yeah.
bare gut. His shirt is up, and he's like rubbing his belly.
Yeah, he's a pig.
And then he
I
sniffs
don't
his
know.
fingers and licks them. No, he doesn't. Doesn't do that part.
He's looking like, really? Do I? No way. When? Prove it.
I don't know what to tell you. Yeah,
Oh,
I guess
Eric.
I don't know. I just had a weird day today. It's nothing to worry about.
Anything we can talk through, Eric?
Eric, just
No,
spit it
it's
out
fine.
already.
I'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Do you need a
Just
hug,
spit it out
buddy? I
already.
gave you a hug the other night.
Eric, do you need a hug?
Nothing.
The,
No.
the other night after the show when we talked about hugging Eric, I hugged him. When you went
You
upstairs,
did?
Mike, I hugged him.
Did he
Yeah,
freak
remember
out?
you freaked out.
Oh,
You're like,
my God.
you are giddy tonight. Ah!
He's recessed the memory already.
Yeah.
He didn't even
Remember,
remember
you're
it.
standing right here. I said, Eric, give me a hug, buddy.
I don't even remember that.
Jay, you were here.
Yeah, I remember it.
Jason was sitting
I swear
there.
I
Wow.
don't remember it. Who's that?
You've recessed the memory already? It's been
What's
2
wrong with you,
days.
dude? It was like
That's
Thursday
amazing.
last week.
I swear to God, I don't even remember that. That's weird.
Wow.
Makes me
Yada,
feel-
yada,
What
yada.
day was it? You remember?
It's Thursday night. It makes me feel
What day is
bad that you
today?
don't remember it, Eric.
Tuesday? Or,
I don't know.
Or what?
Wednesday?
Wednesday morning.
Well, feel better, Eric.
Yeah,
You're
if
not
at any
fat.
point during the show you want to talk about something, just let us
I
know.
definitely don't want to. I'm not someone who likes to share emotions. So.
You're not the person of interest there that's all over the news today, are you?
I
Did
hope.
Oh boy.
yeah, DPS apparently they've been
Mm.
investigating that some guy in a pickup truck or
I don't know
something
if
that was he'd go around schools and as soon as he'd see girls he'd be like, hey, come here for a sec. Ah, look at my dick, ah, check me out, look at my dick.
What?
Who does that, Eric? Are you the person of interest? You're being weird today.
No.
Hey, little girl, come here. I'm looking for directions.
There's-
Look at my dick. Check out my dick and balls.
No. I would never. I couldn't do something like that. Although, actually, no.
Oh my God. Here we go, man.
Not really.
That's not what happened.
No, I don't know. Not really. I've never done that.
Look at my dick. Check it out. Look at my dick.
I have. I don't know how to explain this. I guess I'm kind of I like to be goofy or whatever. I have done things where I've driven to like towns.
Oh no.
Oh no. Statute of limitations. Start drawing up papers, legal man.
Take the fifth, buddy. Take the fifth.
No, it's not that.
I know.
It's not
I'm advising you.
that.
He's gonna start drawing up papers again. Last time, make you sign something again.
No, it's just like I like to yell at people out the window, really immature things still.
Look at my dick. Look at my dick.
And I have.
While showing my dick.
No, I have pulled this move before where I try to like get a suspecting person like and tell them like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm lost, I'm not.
Now look at my dick.
And I don't do that, but I do say I try to get them lured in by the car. Like, oh, I'm lost. I'm trying to decide where to. And then I'll kind of say, and I'll tell them eventually the goal is that I'm looking for my erection. But
So you do tell him to look at my dick.
but I don't.
Eric.
It's not out though.
And,
It's not. The penis isn't out though.
Holy shit, dude.
and you just do this alone. You drive around and do this.
Whoa, you
Oh my
say-
God. My God.
No, usually I have a friend or something in the
Oh,
car.
good.
That's
That's
funny.
Why don't you have your friend help you find your erection?
Well, that would. The joke is to get a stranger
To look at my dick.
to get really pissed off about the situation.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. That even happened that long ago. I'm not.
Oh,
like,
that's
it's not
not
like I
helping
was
your story.
16 or something.
I was 29.
Well, yeah. But anyway.
You better not be pulling around with a green truck.
But I don't have my penis out. Just to be
Why the fuck
clear.
not?
Just to be clear.
Oh,
Just to be
Christ.
clear.
Yeah, well, now good to have cleared that up. I'm glad you never had your dick out.
Right, I'm not sure we solved anything, Eric, but maybe dug a little deeper into the psyche and
feel better.
Yeah,
feel better, fatso.
That's not. It's odd.
All right, Tubby, relax. We'll get to you later. We'll
doughy. It's more doughy than anything.
Yeah.
Not fat yet. Yeah, doughy.
Yet. It's coming.
I know.
Relax, Tubbo. We'll get to you. We'll do Ask Eric in a little bit. Dan Marino, by the way. Have you heard about Dan Marino?
A little bit.
Joining the concussion lawsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah. This seems odd to me that Dan Marino would join although he did have some concussions. Troy Aikman used to.
I don't specifically remember Marino, but
his knees, I think if they had a knee lawsuit.
Yeah.
Remember his
those big braces?
Yeah, he looked like a robot out there the last couple of years.
Barely move.
Mm-hmm. But he's a member of the latest group of players to file a concussion-related lawsuit against the NFL. Him and 14 other former players filed this lawsuit in federal court in Pennsylvania, joining more than 4,500 others.
He apparently also didn't know football was dangerous.
Yeah, apparently not. And they misled him too. All these players were just misled about the long-term dangers of concussions. The NFL, that's the one where the first half of this suit is where they won that $765 million settlement that the judge went, well, that looks like an enormous number on paper. When you spread that out over what the lawyers are going to get, it trickles down to the players not getting shit in the end. So they're like, he needed to look more into that, and so they still haven't come back with another number on that. I imagine that number will be much higher in the end, and I kind of glad that judge did that. I think that took balls to have both sides come to an agreement like that, and the judge go, wait a minute, this doesn't add up like people think it does. That's kind of, I'm glad he did, but this latest one, Marino and them are accusing the NFL of carelessness, negligence, and intentional misconduct regarding concussions. The plaintiffs in the latest lawsuit are seeking money for medical treatment and compensation for long-term or chronic injuries. But does it have anything to do with the fact that he lost his job and is no longer employed with the NFL at all? That the timing seems a little odd. And there are definitely rumors on the internet about his financial state. So I don't know.
What were your thoughts about him when he was on TV as an analyst?
He didn't do much for me, but I was never much of an AFC guy anyways.
That's what I was going to say. Didn't see him much.
Yeah. He's kind of a prick a little bit, and Shannon Sharp never made sense to me. His brother, what's his name? Sterling is great. Shannon, Marblemouth, Shannon Sharp, they shit-canned him too. They got Tony Gonzalez joining that CBS show. Marino, I don't know why Marino's out. I mean, at least he could talk. Shannon Sharp, you go back to his early tapes. You literally can't understand the word the guy said. Can't understand him at all. But he got better over time. But they still were like, nah, out, beat it. So I don't know. I'm not saying there's anything to it, but it just seems a little odd. But it reminded me. Remember the Marino? Have you seen this tape of him?
No.
It's not crazy or anything, but there's this him on the set. It's obviously a tape piece, and he gets mad at himself when he fumbles a line. You want to hit play there, Timko?
Broncos, because of Brian Griese, he's the #1 rated quarterback, and there's a good reason why.
I talked to my man Terrell Buckley last week in Miami. He was on a bye week, by the way, playing golf. He told me that defense is what
the hell, man?
Just seems a bit much for a flubbed line.
Flubbed a line and just starts whacking the table.
And one of the nicest guys ever. I love this. We've talked about it before. The videos that pull up, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember that video. And the Berman one is so great too. Have you seen Chris Berman?
No.
Who's one of the nicest guys in the world. He
Really?
is. Yeah, Berman is a really nice guy, but even Chris Berman can be pushed over the edge, like Casey Kasem at times. But here's Berman's.
When I'm doing TV and I got 18, God damn it, can't everybody stop for 10 minutes? I mean, everybody seems that's the only. Everybody can we stick? Jesus Christ! I mean, it's not that much to ask. Is that when everybody has to move?
Physically
when I'm trying
animated.
To concentrate?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And you guys thought I was a pain.
I mean, that's so rude. I can't believe it. It's so goddamn rude. Why does everyone all of a sudden have to move? I've had 2 fucking hours to move around. Wait 10 minutes. Jesus. I'm sorry to explode like that, but it's like no one's ever worked on TV here before. Jesus. Sunken under the kill. What the fuck do they think I'm doing? I actually can't believe what I just saw. It's like no one here has worked on TV before.
He's alone in the frame.
Yeah.
It's just.
I hear a dial tone.
I hear a dial tone.
It's really funny to see somebody who's usually polished
And there were
and
7 people.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus.
ready to go on, you know. And
yeah.
he was,
We need to use the studio for 15 fucking minutes. 7, you know.
that's a long time coming, you know.
Yeah.
It's like after 2
Oh,
months,
yeah.
it just finally broke.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I can totally picture that going on, and it's a thing where he's probably such a good dude on the set that people do that a lot, and it finally reached its boiling point. I know from doing the show in a studio, Drew would have those moments every once in a while where he would never lash like that, but you could tell you'd irritated him. And when you think about it, you're doing a show like this, and believe it or not, it isn't as simple as just bullshitting into a microphone.
Yeah, Eric's part is really easy, but yours is not.
And yours is not. It's not, and you learn really fast that it's that it's hard to do. And when people are distracting like that, right there.
Look at him. He is really having a bad day.
Relax, Eric,
Jeez.
relax.
He threw the middle finger up like in my.
They said fuck you to you.
He did.
Relax, Tubby. Calm
Eric,
down.
did you just say the F word?
Real easy.
But you find yourself having, like, Mark and I would have some conversation, and you'd realize you're off mic, but you're not really off mic.
Yeah.
It's still being picked up,
Right.
and it's rude, and
He's trying to concentrate.
you're trying to concentrate. Like, I'll be talking to you sometimes, and Eric will catch your you guys will catch each other, and he'll be laughing at something, and I won't know what it is, and I'll sometimes it's like, what happened? And it's nothing. It's
Crazy
something in
triangle,
passing,
yeah.
but it's like it's enough to distract you. So I can see why, like for Berman right there, it's like, motherfucker, I'm trying to do 10 minutes. You can't go 10 minutes without walking by the goddamn frame, and
Yeah.
it finally snaps on him, you know? Obviously, I'm not really
Well,
comparing
I am
our
really
environment.
but I am bad. You're right. Sometimes I forget.
We used to
more
yell at
so
you in the
that-
studio all the
I
time.
know.
We could hear you through a 400-pound bullet. Our studio was bulletproof glass because we had plenty of maniacs listening to us. We had 400-pound bulletproof doors on either side of our office, Mark and I's office, and bulletproof glass all the way around our studio. And you could hear Eric through the bulletproof glass and 400-pound doors, rah, 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 laughing, prove it, yelling at the monitor.
Prove it.
We'd be ragging on him, you can't prove that, prove it. Rah, 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 rah. He'd be just squawking in the other room. You could hear him wailing away. It's like, how is he doing that?
Well, and I was even more.
Those are soundproof doors.
Even here, I sometimes you're right. When you mention that now, it's like when I think about it, I do not understand how I don't sometimes realize you're right in front of me trying to talk about a news story. And I have to sit here and like.
But it's how you are. It's like
Right.
it's part of the charm that is Eric. It goes with the whole package. You
But-
can't shut one end down without shutting it all down. So it's okay, but
No, but
it's
I
funny.
know what you're saying. Then it is. You're right. I don't know how to understand.
How else do you explain, like, Jay's reading you a question for you on your segment, and then there's just doe eyes blank staring back
And
at
the
you
response is, what?
What?
What? What'd you say?
like, what?
Well, I know. I've mentioned it. I've mentioned it
What?
multiple times, Jay. But if it makes you feel any better, I did that to Drew a few times.
Mhm.
Drew would be talking about the show, and then one time I remember like kind of going what or whatever, and it's like, Drew, dude, I'm talking to you on a fucking
Yeah.
radio show, man.
We are live right now. There's
million
only
people
half
listening.
a million people listening to us right now.
I'm just sitting here kind of like, what?
Little gumdrops going in his eyes. You know.
If literally
Lollipops.
one little thing happens to me, I can be in the middle of a sentence, and if something happens over here,
Yeah.
my mind can go away from what I'm talking about while I'm talking about it. So.
It's so funny, dude. Well, that's okay. Like I said, it's part of your charm, so.
Thank God, I guess.
Yeah.
Luckily,
Okay, now let's try to get an answer from someone who's not a complete retard.
What's that?
So luckily you kind of like it, so I'm lucky in that sense.
By the way, the Stanley Cup Finals are set.
Mm-hmm.
We got the
Rangers, Kings.
East Coast, West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Are you interested at all? Not really, right?
I'm like most of Hockey Town, I think. I'm a big Red Wings fan, but once they lose, you kind of,
Isn't that sad that it gets to that point where for 50 years the Wings couldn't win it, and it's like you cared so much, and then they win, 6 cups or whatever, 5 cups, and it's like, yeah, wake me up when the finals start. It's just embarrassing.
It's spoiled real easy.
Yeah, people do. But they are, LA, obviously, I'm surprised they can keep a rink frozen in Los Angeles. To be honest with you, I have Stanley Cup playoffs finals in July or June, in Los Angeles. Good luck. But they're talking about the prices because the Rangers is an original team, and so those tickets are not cheap. They actually say that if you want to go to a game in the Cup Finals, it would be cheaper to book a flight from New York, fly to LA, buy scalp tickets there, get a hotel room in Los Angeles, go to the game, and fly back home than to buy just a pair of tickets to a game in New York.
Wow. Damn.
If you lived in New York. How ridiculous is that?
So what are they saying? Like
they say
average
that
prices?
Well, the average price for Game 1 at the Staples Center is sitting at $679. The average cost of a Game 3 ticket at the Garden is over $1,600. So since we're working in averages, you still could find a Game 1 ticket at the Staples Center for $500. They say you can find an individual ticket for $500. Cheapest ticket for Game 3 was over $1,000.
You guys ever spend any huge money like that for a game? I never have.
Wow. I spent what for me was a lot.
Yeah, what was it?
$28.
No.
And what game was
it? I was in high school or whatever. It was my senior year, and it was the year that Michigan was on probation basketball-wise. But they had that really good streak. You probably might not remember this, but they won like 12 games in a row. They were on a really big streak, and they were playing state at home. And
Football?
Basketball.
Oh, basketball. Okay.
And I just remember thinking, even though they were on probation, I was like, God, I could be there when Michigan beat State finally. And it had been like years, So I think I paid like a couple $100.
Did they win?
And they won. I actually rushed the court and everything.
Is your face painted?
Of course you did. Of course it was.
Yeah,
of course it was.
I had a big blue wig and everything, and you could see me on CBS. I was on the court jumping up and down. But for me at that time, a couple $100, that was a pretty big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that is amazing to me. Have you ever paid crazy prices for? No,
I just don't. Again, I'm the kind of guy who'd rather be at home watching it by myself.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm not prone to do that. I'd shell out a little bit for something big, but
yeah. And we've gotten so spoiled from
getting
tickets for so I just haven't had to. But yeah, I remember going to the Tyson fight at the Palace. And the face value on the tickets we had, and the seats were okay. They were lower level, over $2,000.
Oh,
a ticket.
Shit.
Yeah. And obviously I didn't pay $2,000. We didn't pay that, but it was, $2,000 was the face value on those tickets. So somebody was paying that. By the way, they've got early picks for the NFL. Normally I wouldn't care about a story like this, but the guy that did these picks, and what he's done is he's picked every game. Like there's 265 games in an NFL season, and then the playoff games, 11 playoff games, and he's picked every game every week and through and all this. But last year he did this and picked the Super Bowl and the winner.
Oh yeah.
He picked like Seattle versus Denver, Seattle winning.
Wow.
And yeah. So that's why I was like, okay, well, maybe he knows something. 256 regular season games, 11 playoff contests. And this is Nate Davis for USA Today Sports. He's got the Lions record at, anyone care to guess?
I know what it is. I saw that.
4-12.
Oh, I was gonna say 10.
Yeah.
I really was. I was gonna
That's
say
what's
10.
interesting is you can almost argue either way.
Oh yeah.
It's a weird team.
Yeah, he really thinks the Packers will do well. 12-4 is the number 2 team in the division, or in the conference. And I don't know how they did this. He's got Seattle at 1, and I think those are the playoff rankings. So I don't know if he thinks that. Well, obviously it's just conference. So he's got the Packers as the number 2 team in the conference. Yeah, the Bears is number 5 team in the conference, and the Lions 4-12. Wow, I hope that's
God,
wrong.
I hope not.
Oh, I hope that's
well,
wrong.
Jay doesn't care. What does he give a shit?
I care for you guys.
Worse yet, he's got the Cowboys at 3-13.
Well, that's good.
Well, hopefully he was right. Just chance luck last year, and this year he'll be dead wrong, and the Lions will flip that script, be 12-4. I doubt it.
Please just not 4 wins.
I don't see him losing 12 games.
I don't either.
No way. No way. They've got way too much talent. I think that's insane. By the way, did you see YouTube is launching tributes to LGBT athletes all this week leading up to the in celebration of LGBT, lesbian, gay, bi, tranny, Pride Month in June and Soccer's World Cup in Brazil. YouTube is honoring the LGBT athletes and launching a campaign today, or actually this was a couple days ago, I guess, with a video of highlights sharing support for the LGBT community in sports. Isn't soccer pretty known for being pretty nasty to minorities?
A lot of racist stuff that goes on. Yeah.
I mean, stuff that you wouldn't imagine possible. I mean, that stuff with the bananas was incredible.
I know.
It was incredible. HBO did, I don't know if you saw that, when they do a Real Sports, you know, the segments they do. They did a full segment on race in sports, and it primarily focused on soccer. And, you know, this global game, the number 1 game in the world, Americans would disagree, but the number 1 overall game in the world is soccer, football in their countries. But yeah, it was amazing seeing athletes pelted by bananas on the field in this day and age. It's incredible. So
they're embracing the gay community, though.
Oh my God! They got so much bad publicity for that they're really trying to tone down and spotlight the whole racism angle, and clearly they're trying to send a message of acceptance with the lesbian, gay, bi, trans
so they're
communities.
They're having people speak out on like public announcements or something, or
I don't know. That's a good question. Their campaign, they've got the hashtag Proud to Play, and it's on YouTube. You said so. It'll just be like compilation highlight type thing, and then a little hey, we support such and such. Maybe.
Yeah.
But they've got different athletes, Michael Sam and Jason Collins, to do stuff. But that's a great question, Jay. I don't know what these videos are. The compilation of, like, are they showcasing actual, like, gay players, or is it just fans in the crowd with signs like, I love gay people? Like, I don't know. How do you show support on a YouTube?
It's got to just be some big players who are at the end, you know, making some sort of statement.
Maybe.
Public address
the
sort
more
of deal.
you know. Like those things like NBC used to do. Do we have one, Timko? Do they
throw Neymar up there or something?
Have they already failed on YouTube?
Yeah, nothing's up here yet.
Oh wow, yeah, LGBT pride soccer.
Yeah,
really?
It's other people's stuff. So
wow.
I'll see if I find something.
Okay.
But June is the month, huh? It's
it is.
Month?
This is a big month, Eric.
What are you looking at me for? I like women, by the way, in case anyone wanted to know.
Here, Tubby, come on, stop it. It's
just in case anyone wanted to know.
Oh, is that it? Proud? No, it's hashtag proud to play. Proud to play.
He's just died. Something's wrong with
I
Eric.
know.
Something's wrong with Eric. Is this Eric?
No.
Somebody hijacked Eric.
He's gonna take his mask off like a Scooby-Doo.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Eric, usually this stuff rolls right off.
What? No, I wasn't mad. I was.
Or maybe Eric would be looking this up. Well, I don't know.
What? Why would I be?
Something's wrong with Eric.
I know. I'm telling you.
I'm concerned.
It's fine.
This concerned me, by the way. You brought this up. I hadn't even heard about this, Jay.
Yeah, the alleged altercation between Calvin Johnson's baby mama and his girlfriend.
Yeah, I didn't know he had a baby mama.
Yeah, it sounds like TMZ's reporting there was an incident between, I think, a longtime girlfriend who also happens to be employed by the Lions.
Yeah.
Brittany McNorton. Allegedly, she threatened to mollywop Shalyn Blanton, the mother of Johnson's 6-month-old child, after the two got into a dispute over custody arrangements. So, yeah, Looks
That's
like
not good.
just one of these ugly personal issues, as Johnson said it was. No
Yeah.
comment. It's a personal issue.
Yeah, that
It's
I
too
would
bad,
expect
man.
from him. Yeah, I wouldn't think of him. But remember how surprised we were when Barry Sanders popped up with a kid?
Yes.
Do you remember
After
that?
all that abstinence talk, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And isn't he in college right now? Barry
Yeah.
Sanders Jr. Where's he go?
Oklahoma State?
Same place? Okay.
Or no, wait. No.
I
Look
feel
that
like-
up, Eric.
What's up? I was looking up mollywop actually in the Urban Dictionary because I heard someone say that was a funny definition.
Yeah, do both.
Okay.
Well, I can tell you that one if you want.
Yeah,
Barry
what's Mollywop?
Sanders' son. Where he was in the All-Star game. God, why can't I remember? Oklahoma State, obviously, that's where Barry went.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Oh shit. Well, when you get a chance, Eric.
Stanford, maybe.
Yeah, you're right.
Somewhere
Stanford.
leading up to the Rose Bowl, they're talking about him.
That's right. That's got to be hard shoes to fill. Try to be
Oh, I
Barry
know.
Sanders. We saw it with Walter Payton's kid, who played at Miami. Was a
Michael
defensive
Jordan's
back.
kid?
Michael Jordan's kid. That's
Played for the Illini, I think.
really tough.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Did you still want to know mollywop?
Yeah,
or
what's
no?
mollywop?
According to Urban Dictionary, it is to reach way back with your pimp hand, damn near knocking oneself off balance, to deliver a massive blow with an inside closed fist to the temple of your hoe or foe.
Damn near.
To the temple of your hoe
And then-
or foe.
And then the sentence would be, when I see that guy who stole my money, he's going to get mollywopped on sight.
That's pretty good. I like that.
I've never heard that term.
Yeah, only in the context of this story had I ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw this quote the other day. Mollywop. I mean, I
Yeah.
figured that's what it was. but
Yeah, obviously.
Pretty
That's
sweet
hilarious.
definition.
Yeah. Oh, you got the Proud to Play video there? Should we take a look?
2 points.
All right. Let's see if it makes us proud to play.
Highlighting Brazil, of course, because that's where the World Cup's taking
Sport
place.
Sure.
has the power to change the world. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does.
Jason Collins is the first male player from a major team sport to announce that he is
They
gay.
just show guys going down on each other hardcore. Totally over the line.
I'm
Inappropriate
Michael
as
Sam.
shit.
I'm a football player, and I'm gay.
I love
Robbie Rogers now breaking yet another barrier.
Oh, yeah, Robbie Rogers.
All the support has been overwhelming.
Because of you, there's a little boy playing basketball right now who knows that he can be who he is and play the sport that he loves.
When you look back on these years, you will see a time in which we put a stop to discrimination against
Shitty
gays and
basketball
lesbians.
player.
You have to be brave to step forward and declare
Kobe
to the rest of the world.
Yeah, Kobe
This is
apparently
who I
loves
am.
dudes too.
Dentro do campo, não existe espaço para
Neymar,
preconceito e
Brazil's
discriminação.
big
Oh,
Somente
really?
a arte de jogar.
Live your life the way you want to live.
You should know that guy, WWE.
Quem você
Yeah.
é. O que importa é fazer gol.
He's like a big no-name.
Being
though.
gay in
He's not a-
sports doesn't change the way you play the game.
Was that a chick?
Yeah.
That was a chick.
Yeah, you remember her. She was
proud of who
big a couple years ago.
It's important to be proud to play.
Jogue com orgulho.
I'm proud to play.
Jogue com orgulho. Jogue com orgulho.
I'm proud to play.
Jogue com orgulho.
This is the biggest moment in sports. It's our time to make a difference and show the world that every athlete can be proud to play.
I feel proud to play. I'm gonna go get me some dude. I want to hunker down, man. It's firing me up.
Yeah, this is effective advertising.
There was only despair.
Yeah. I'm feeling it, man.
Yeah, so basically a bunch of known gay athletes with a few others.
Yeah. Obviously, it's a
gay propaganda piece.
It's a gay Thank you. I think the problem that I have with anything like that is the feeling of what is this push? What is this in-your-face thing? I have never had a problem with anybody's sexuality. It just doesn't cross my mind. And maybe I'm naive to it, and I don't know how the real world exists, but I just feel like to each his own, man. Do your thing. I don't care about a piece of ass that Eric is interested in just as much as I don't care about a piece of ass that anyone else is interested in. I'm totally serious. And so it just seems overdone. See, I meant that as a chick too.
I know. But Jay over there, Mr. Ignorant.
You calling your boss ignorant? Whoa! Have you seen the description of my?
Yes, I have seen the description
on my
of your
Facebook.
thing.
Jay Detroit Cast.
Yeah.
Mr. Boss, I would.
What is your? I think your
paycheck?
only description.
Right. I think you need a paycheck to be a subordinate, right?
Yeah, I know. I don't really
Yeah.
think you're just another person.
I think your only job description is Eric's boss.
Yeah. Eric's boss at the Detroit Cast.
Oh man. Well, good for them. I hope they get what they want out of this. What? I was just moving on.
No, that wasn't it, dude.
What?
I just wailed him.
You drilled me with this, but it like right in the glasses.
Why?
I don't know.
Because
That's abuse. Don't sue
Yeah.
him. You're a lawyer. You know better,
Yeah,
Jay.
you just on the microphone.
You can't assault Eric.
You just on the microphone said you're my boss, and now you assaulted me.
Hey Jay, you don't have to worry. That wasn't on YouTube. It was the other
Oh,
camera
no.
angle.
flip the camera.
There's
Oh,
no
no.
proof.
There's no proof.
Oh
man.
no.
What are you talking about, Eric?
Plead the fifth. I didn't see anything. You know I didn't see
Give us a
anything.
small claims court.
Anyway, well, good luck to them. I hope this helps. I know there is a problem in no doubt, especially in those European countries with the racism and the gay bashing and all that kind of stuff. So if it helps, more power to them. But you're just starting to see this more and more every day. Just yesterday, I was reading about Marriott and all these.
Yeah, I saw that.
They've got all this like new stuff geared towards the gay
Yeah,
traveler.
Marriott, the hotel chains.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just seems like they act like
Again, you don't want it jammed down your throat.
exactly. That's it. Just like I don't want some guy who's interested in a piece of tail
Yeah.
banging some chick jammed in my face. Like I don't care either way. But I think it's bullshit anyways. I really do. I think it's propaganda. I don't think it's genuine. It feels it doesn't feel genuine. And when you see these things all of a sudden overnight pop up everywhere, like everybody's on board and you're a Neanderthal who doesn't who's out of touch if you're not completely on board with this, I think is just kind of ridiculous.
The machine has spotted an opening.
Yeah.
They're going for it.
It's jumped through it, and more power to them. I don't want anybody hurt in any way. I don't want
course
anybody
not, yeah.
discriminated against in any way. But I feel like this is intrusive too. Like I don't look at any traveler as any different than anyone else. Maybe the fact that you're singling out people for being gay travelers. What do you care that they're a gay traveler? Sounds discriminatory to me. The fact that
It's a reverse discrimination.
you're pointing out that they're gay travelers. I never even thought about it. And the fact is, they as more stats come out and you find out that, oh, the gay traveler spends $175 billion a year, all of a sudden you're interested in the gay traveler.
Yeah.
And you're very welcoming to the gay people. So it seems like when you're making comments like, our goal is really to educate and engage and shift perception of the portfolio and blah, blah, blah. No, your goal is to make as much of that fucking green $175 billion as you can. And if it means being welcoming to the gay, lesbian, transgender communities, then that's us. When you think gay, think Marriott. If you like to put on lipstick and walk around and be a guy anyways, think Marriott. Well, good for you. It just seems insincere at best. Maybe I'm wrong. What do I know? I shoot my mouth off for a living.
Eric goes.
Fuck you! I did it for a living for 18
I'm
years,
telling
you
you,
son of a bitch.
he's not himself.
I know.
This isn't Eric.
Yeah.
This isn't Eric.
No, that's not. I wasn't. Jesus Christ!
A living? First off, it's fucking hilarious. But secondly, that was almost
It
like
was-
borderline insubordinate.
Yeah, it was. It really was. For the second time today, I think.
Because there's no argument that you're his boss.
Well, yeah.
There's no argument
I didn't
there.
think so until now. I mean, the respect clearly isn't there.
So now just anything I say is just because I have
Well,
one.
if you're in attacking mode, yeah.
That was full attack mode.
I felt it. That's the way I felt. I didn't know if you guys felt it. I wasn't going to say anything, but I felt it.
felt
too.
uncomfortable.
I did.
That's me.
Timko, be quiet over there. You don't want him lashing out at you too. He's jumping on
Yeah.
everybody today. Be careful. I don't want anybody getting hurt.
I'm gonna hide under the board over here.
That's good. I don't blame you for that.
He's not himself. He's not
He's
himself.
not. He's lashed out at you multiple times.
Multiple.
He's lashed out at me now twice.
We're gonna
I
have to
don't
put
know.
this in his personnel file.
Timko's hiding under the table. Yeah.
HR.
Yeah. We need an HR department stat.
Monster. Shit, man. Oh, that'll be the day, huh?
That was not like I didn't even think. I really didn't see that as being.
Well,
it was hurtful.
My
Hurtful.
fear is that we're going to hurt him to the point we're going to turn him into the next Lakes Minivan USA over there, and he's going to walk in here and just start slitting throats.
I know, man.
I worry about that.
The thought has crossed my mind.
Yep. By the way, jury selection began today
in what
in the
case?
trial of Lakes Minivan USA. Thank you. I had so much fun today watching news people try to pronounce Lakes Minivan USA's name.
It's pretty simple.
It is.
I mean, if you just read it.
Yeah.
Take out the silent H.
Yeah, it's a silent H, and it's Lakes Minivan USA. It just is. And
How could you just say that it's just declaring that it's a silent H?
You declared it yesterday.
I didn't declare.
Stop being so combative, Eric.
Okay, never
Jesus.
Here.
Did he not declare the H silent yesterday, or was that you?
It was me, but
Okay.
I think.
He's looking at me like, oh, he's got his hands up in the air like, let's go, dude.
Yeah, he's confrontational. He's got a
Man.
problem today, no doubt about it. They say, though, to fill people in that didn't hear yesterday, Lakes Minivan USA is a guy from India who slit his wife's throat one day and then waited in the closet for his kid to come home from school. The first daughter came home, slit her throat. Son came home, slit his throat. And then Lakes Minivan USA went to the airport, hopped a flight to India, and bye-bye. Lakes Minivan USA is no longer in the country. The feds tracked his ass to India and dragged Lakes Minivan USA right back here to Detroit, and he is sitting in his ass in jail, and he's in a Novi courtroom today. Lakes Minivan USA versus the Lakes Minivan USA v. USA. I don't know.
The People v.
The People v. Lakes Minivan USA?
Yes.
Is that what it would be? So yeah, they're it's so funny though. They've got videos that show him. It was 2 weeks at least before they found the family members.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, Lakes Minivan USA was gone. Nobody had seen from him, but they're a quiet family, kept to themselves, so nobody said anything for a couple weeks. Then it was like, where's Lakes Minivan USA? Where are his kids? Like, what's going on? And they finally, a neighbor called the cops, and they went over there, and
Minivan's gone.
Lakes Minivan USA is gone, no trace, and so they start trying to piece together when did anybody last see Lakes Minivan USA, and so they get store footage, and of course Lakes Minivan USA cut his hand when he was slitting his wife's throat. They believe it was his wife's throat. So they've got, here he is on surveillance cam, Lakes Minivan USA, kind of disheveled, walking through the store, getting Band-Aids to clean up his injuries, and then so they have those videos, but he's trying to say that he was crazy,
insane.
Yeah, he's insane. I'm insane, and this is the best part though. He's had 2 different forensic exams done. Okay, the state did an exam on Lakes Minivan USA, and then he didn't like the results of those, so he had an independent study done on him, both which said he was fully competent. Now, a truly insane person, first off, wouldn't be able to justify. They wouldn't be able to go, oh, wait, that's bullshit. I am too crazy. Like, they wouldn't know right from wrong, correct? Like, that's part of being crazy. Kind of goes with it.
Well, his lawyer's driving that one. But you're right. He wouldn't know to go buy bandages. He wouldn't know to flee the country.
Yeah, exactly. Hightail it out of Dodge. And then he doesn't like the results from this test, so he's going to get his own test, and he flunks that one too. Sorry, Lakes Minivan USA. Things are not looking good for you. He didn't look good in court, by the way, either.
Don't taint the jury pool, Mike.
Sorry. Dude, if you or I got pulled into jury duty and they trucked Lakes Minivan USA into court and tried to present that, you would, every time they said his name, you'd just hear, you'd hear me chuckle in the back of the courtroom. It'd be so distracting. Then Mr. Lakes Minivan USA went over here and blah, blah, blah. I'd be giggling the whole time.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one.
Oh man. Well, we will definitely keep tabs on
Lakes Minivan USA.
It's not so easy to say, is it?
Not so easy to say.
And just for you, Jay, as we don't have a ton of time, did we talk about the judge? Did you see the video of the judge in Florida?
Yes, I did. The video unfortunately doesn't show a ton, but the situation is, and some of the quotes are pretty good.
Yeah, basically what can you see this happening? Have you seen anything close to this?
I've seen some lawyers piss off judges, but nothing close to this, where the judge is swearing at a guy.
Challenge him to a fight.
It's a public defender who I guess doesn't want to agree to what the court wants him to waive something and move on with the case, and he's just going, "No, I'm not going to do it." And the judge responds to him at one point, "You know, if I had a rock, I would throw it at you right now. Stop pissing me off. Just sit down. I'll take care of it. I don't need your help. Sit down."
Awesome.
That's from the judge.
Awesome.
And the public defender responds, "You know what? I'm the public defender. I have a right to be here, and I have a right to stand and represent my clients." Judge says, I said sit down. If you want to fight, let's go out back, and I'll just beat your ass.
And the guy didn't even say where he's like,
"Yep,
let's go."
Yeah, and
just fucking
they
walk.
disappear off camera. They go to a back hallway, and you can hear a ruckus over the video. And the lawyer contends as soon as they got the hallway, the judge grabbed him by the collar and began punching him in the head.
Dude, that's old school. It's gangster. I love it.
Yeah, and you can hear on the video, one of the men says, "I'm not kidding. You want to fuck with me?" The judge then returns to the courtroom all out of breath. And when he returns, the audience, there's probably an audience of about 30 dudes waiting to get their MIPs or whatever it is.
Right.
And they just start applauding.
That's great. That's so awesome.
They only start applauding because they don't want to get on the.
Yeah, they're kissing his ass.
Right,
Like, yeah, we're with you, Judge. We're with you. That guy was an
They're not
asshole.
want to sit there and be like, "That's bull,"
Right.
You know, 'cause,
well, I wonder who was the bigger prick in this. If it was the public defender, or if the judge was being a prick. In judging by the reaction of the courtroom, it sounds like they were on the judge's side, but it could be that, like you say, they're kissing his ass too.
Crazy though. I'm guessing that they're a lot of it is they're kissing his ass. Like, yeah, right on, Judge, way to go.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they're just shocked, but sitting there like, holy shit, man!
Yeah,
the judge just got off the bench and beat that guy's ass.
Yeah, they're not going to sit there and be like, "That's bullshit, Your Honor," because they're coming up next. Right?
Well, I wouldn't think they'd make a sound. I would think you'd come in on your
point.
sitting on your hands like, "Oh my God, don't do anything."
That's a good point.
What did we just see? Like,
well, your painter buddies are probably sitting in the back, probably started the applause, and then everybody's like, "Oh, it's appropriate, all right."
Yeah.
It's appropriate, all right. Oh, it's appropriate.
Oh, is this it? Oh, there it is. Back it up. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is it.
In this Florida court on Monday. So much so that a fight broke out between the judge and a public defender.
This is an
You know,
emergency
if I
created
had
by
a
the
rock,
state.
I would throw it at you right now.
You know, this is
Stop pissing me off. Just sit down. I'll take care of it.
That's Judge John Murphy, who was ticked off by Andrew Weinstock's refusal to waive his client's right to a speedy trial.
If you want to fight, let's go out back and I'll just beat your ass.
Weinstock followed the judge behind the scenes, leaving little to the imagination.
They went back in, they started fighting like crazy.
Officials say the judge punched Weinstock in the head. Amanda Strohoffer, who is waiting to be a witness in court today, says the lawyer had attitude from the get-go.
The lawyer was rude. He was extremely rude.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have did that.
Despite a round of applause, Weinstock's boss said he expected the Florida Supreme Court to take action against the judge.
Yeah.
I'm a Patriots fan.
Patriots fan.
What does that have to do with anything?
Who knows?
No idea.
God, that's weird, dude. I've never seen anything like that.
Well, the defense lawyer walks out when the judge goes, if you want to fight, we can go out back and I'll beat you. And the defense lawyer, I'm sure, is thinking, all right, let's go back there and argue, right?
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't have been thinking, yeah, let's go
He
physically
said that.
fight.
If you want to fight, well, let's go step outside and fight.
It's
He's
so
like, let's go.
beyond the realm of anything that ever happens. But you're right. The dude just beelined it to the hallway. All right,
let's do it. You're right. He never thought in a million years this guy's gonna actually take a swing at me.
Judge, no way.
Those sounds, dude, on the fight.
I know.
Sounds like a movie. It's just like, oh, hey,
you get over here. You come here.
Good stuff, man.
That's awesome stuff. I love that. Yeah, that's great. Well, we should we call it a day? I do the Ask Eric segment, but I just don't feel like he's in the right mindset.
I agree. Let's hit just a couple emails real quick.
Okay. And
yeah, Eric is not himself today. I'm frankly
too bad.
worried.
It really is.
Frankly worried.
It is. Oh, by the way, can I give you one quick stat that I thought was interesting? We mentioned the Tigers series starting with the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have hit more home runs than anybody in the league, 82 at this point. Anibal Sanchez has not given a home run up this year yet.
Strength meets strength.
That's insane.
That is kind of.
He hasn't.
Although he was out for a while.
Yeah, with the blister.
Yeah, what's he had? Probably 5 starts, 6 starts, maybe at the most. 5, I'll bet.
43 and third inning without allowing a home run.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So yeah, 5, 6 starts, but still, that's pretty impressive. So it's a nice little duel to start this series, and
you got to love the Blue Jays and Tigers kind of. Hopefully getting a little rivalry going. You love the Toronto-Detroit thing.
What do they say? First time both teams in contention meeting up since '87.
Yeah, those were great games. Those final games of '87. Oh, who can forget them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a couple emails here. Donnie, we were talking. Eric and I sort of were hearkening back to the Donnie character on Just Shoot Me.
Oh, yeah.
David Cross.
Yeah, we had
nuts.
several people come in with David Cross and how great he is and so forth.
Yeah.
And one guy, Brian, points out he calls him Slow Donnie. So maybe that was his.
Okay.
Yeah, Slow Donnie was one of my favorite. His obscure phrase, "My pants are tight," which I don't necessarily remember. Is one
I
of his
think
favorite.
I actually do remember him saying that.
My pants are tight.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I do
Slow
remember.
Donnie. That reminds me of. Was it Slow Ronnie? Was that the? Remember the SNL? You know the Lonely Island guys that did the digital shorts.
Huh.
Remember that? Andy Samberg and all them?
Yeah, I remember. Obviously, I know them, obviously.
Slow
but I don't
Ronnie
remember
something.
that
I think
one.
that's what it was called.
I remember Donnie's line, chicken pot, pie. Remember that one? Remember that?
Yes.
He's just sitting there. All right, so that's Donnie, and yeah, I digress. Again, we spent way too much time on Donnie. We've referenced him like 3 times.
No, we didn't get his name, though. That's good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, David Cross. So then John Hine chimes in on college. Says you guys nailed it on the college thing. I've been saving for my 3 boys, 3, 5, and 14-year-olds for college from the day they were born. The way things are going, it's not going to be enough, but I feel I am going to be penalized. I heard from my neighbors who do not make as much money and who haven't saved for any of their kids. They are going for pretty cheap, seeing their tuition is based on what they could afford. So why does it cost my kid more to educate them because I saved for them? What the fuck, man? I plan to prepare, so I pay? This whole college tuition crap is a huge scam, I'm thinking now. It's basically get what you can out of people. No question about it. Not what it actually costs to educate them. It's out of control. I'm probably going to have them go to community college for a few years before they go off. It's making me sick. All I can hope for is they get a scholarship. Yeah, right. Yeah, that sucks, man. I feel your pain for sure, and a lot of other people do too. That is a tough one. Then we've got Celia, who's chiming in on words. And Mike, this goes along with kind of your rant yesterday on just political correctness and.
Oh yeah.
Where are we going with this? We can't say mental retardation anymore.
Yeah.
Which is, Mike, I couldn't agree with you more. This subject drives me crazy.
Yeah.
And seemingly no end in sight. In my workplace, you have to be so careful in everything you say, and on occasion, I have no idea what the next offensive word or phrase is.
There you go. Landmines.
Yeah. Quite frankly, why are all these words so offensive? And who is really offended?
Nobody.
And then she chimes in, and Washington Redskins should remain the Redskins. Sorry.
Yeah. We need to get the government out of these privately owned businesses. What business is it of yours to stick your nose in there? Got nothing better to worry about than the name of the Washington Redskins, which you know damn well that's not what it was meant as. It's just, I don't know. We could get into the whole thing. We wanted to talk about what's her name in her stupid lunch program too.
Oh,
the first lady.
Yeah.
Ugh. Maybe we can do that tomorrow.
You know what? And we need to get into minimum wage too, because Marissa Rollins has a great take on this. She sends in an email with as we talked about, if they raise this minimum wage, all of a sudden higher educated people are going to start filtering down to those jobs, and it's going to screw ultimately the McDonald's worker.
Which Seattle just did, by the way.
Yeah, right. And she's referring
to
this. She's saying, "Damn these people," referring to the wage height in Seattle. If this gets passed in Michigan and I start losing babysitters to McDonald's, heads are going to roll. Or worse yet, would these babysitters start requesting this new minimum wage?
Yeah.
I know I am in the norm when it comes to paying sitters. I've got 2 young girls, 10 and 7. My babysitters are capped at $10 an hour. I'm right there with you, Marissa. That's going rate for sure. She said it makes it a tough decision to even go out anymore, knowing that we're already $50 in the hole before we even step out of the house. I am with you.
Yeah.
I completely agree. It is. We'll weigh that like, we probably could find a babysitter, but
yeah, do we want to spend $50 to go out?
Exactly.
That sucks, man.
And she says,
does it matter how many kids you have? Does that alter the price?
You kind of weigh that in.
Yeah.
$10 an hour though is about right. Love you guys in my 5-day-a-week morning show. Happy to make another donation, and as always, go fuck yourself, Eric.
Very nice.
Wow.
Very nice.
Thank you, Marissa.
Wait, can I mention one that just came in, by the way? Someone responded. Remember the guy that was accusing you of naming your kid Mike because of this creepy gay thing you had for me?
Because Mike is such a rare name, right?
Exactly. And so he comes back because you allow me to retort. And you did yesterday.
This is AA Ron coming back?
This is AA Ron coming back. And he says, Jay, flimsy evidence. Here is a link for a book with 100,000 names other than Mike for your next kid. Note this book is not complete as Minivan USA is not in the collection.
How about Lake Minivan USA?
If you don't like this book, a simple Google search can bring up many other options too. If my wife and I ever had to choose names, there are just a few that come off the list, such as past lovers' names that don't work with our last name, like Cock or Diamond. Cock ring, Diamond ring.
Oh, it's sweet.
Or ethnic names that are a bunch of letters put together. Lakes Minivan USA, for instance. God, I love this show. Eat shit, Eric.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron. That's funny, dude. That's good stuff.
How about this one that just came in? You see this one?
No.
Now that Eric is getting fat, does he have to pull up his belly to show his dick? And on that, we got to wrap with this.
I knew at some point today we were going to get word from that judge.
The guy who just beat the guy up.
Yeah, exactly. And Timco was able to find an update. Literally just came across. Brevard County Judge John Murphy will take a leave of absence and seek anger management counseling following that scuffle.
He did it, dude. He did it.
Yeah.
He popped the guy.
He did.
Holy cow.
So he's taking a leave of absence and seeking anger management.
Holy shit.
Oh, man, that's funny. Okay, well, why don't we wrap it up there? I promise we will do Ask Eric next time as long as he's mentally stable and in the right mind to do it.
We're going to need a metal detector
I
down
know,
here, for when he comes in the studio.
Yeah. At least someone to pat him down really quick. I'm not saying you need to do cavity searches, but just a quick brisk frisk, and just make sure, just to make sure. I don't need that on my fucking head. Forget that. Something happens to these guys, I feel responsible for everybody in here, and I can't have you going on a nutty, Eric, and taking either one of the J's out. No way.
Either one of the J's.
So, on that note, why don't we wrap it up? And thank you guys all so much for listening and checking the show out. We appreciate it. Continue to spread the word, and we'll do it all again tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen to God, watch you grow.